Hey everyone, this is Ken Sato. Today is March 14th, 2019. I'm in the Denver today. I'm expectingly staying in this city because my flight was got cancelled and due to heavy snow yesterday, and then they couldn't find out my flight today. So I have to wait until tomorrow morning. I'm staying in upcoming neighborhood in Colorado. It's a nice place. I got a really good place in Airbnb, but it's kind of interesting that there's a lot of beautiful new apartments, and in front of that, like so many homeless people sitting on the street. There's a lot of imbalance in this society, I guess. I admit that. And then another things, like we are not going to solve every problems in the society, but if you want or not, right? But there's a lot of problems in this society. I understand that. But when we ask government to solve this problem with society, I think that's create more problems. I think all this a lot of homelessness, joblessness, something to do with government policy. I think. I was talking on the street with a lady who are working on a human rights organization, and she want me to sign for the for bill to increase the funding for I think some women for some reason, and I said to her is like look, I understand like you want to help people, but I don't think asking government more money is helping anybody. And she kind of agree and disagree, but that was the things. And I told her, right? I mean, if you want to help these kind of women, then maybe you should help them directly, not asking government to help. Because there's a lot of problem in society, like homelessness in this city, right? There's a lot of homeless in Vancouver too. I saw a lot of them. But like in Japan, in US, it's a lot of homeless are like veterans, right? People who went to the war and really get treated really horribly, and they never really taught how to get a job or how to work in the real society outside of the government. Then they got really horrible, like PTSD or something after wars, and they cannot get job, and see they got homeless. They become homeless or something like that. But in the first place, we should not get that much troops. Like you don't need that much troops if you don't fight war, right? If they don't get PTSD, if they don't need to go to the wars, and it's kind of like, to me, like it's amazing that when people say, oh, homelessness is a problem, but like this country is fighting like war 18 years, right? It's like when I came here they start war, and they still fighting it and people don't even talk about that anymore. Like that is like causing a lot of a problem, right? First, like they spend so much money for war and fighting for, they don't even know why they're fighting anymore, right? It started when 9/11 happens, and they start going to the Afghanistan. They went to the more countries. They went to the Iraq. They went to the Syria. They I think Libya too, right? And they bombing all the place around there. It's just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I don't know why they're fighting. I don't know how do they want to finish or end these wars. And then they got a lot of problems from that, right? You spend so much money, so that national debt has become like crazy, right? I mean, at least like if you spend the money, right? If you spend for building bridge or road or dams or whatever, that's internet, broadband or something, maybe something comes from that investment, maybe it might help grow economy a little bit, right, than before. But like when you bomb somebody, when you killing lots of people, I mean, what are you expecting, right? What you're gonna get it from it? Nothing, right? Well, it's just negative things, right? I mean, at least like they don't bomb yourself, but you know what I mean? But like people who have to go there as a troop get horribly wounded, or they get PTSD and stuff like that. So I don't know what the point of this video. Well, I guess point of this video, like, so because everybody asking government to solve problems, like we often end up like wars, right? Or if they start not fighting again, but like the solutions they create usually are low quality, so it doesn't solve the problems, or they make a problem even worse, right? They're gonna create its more problem itself. Like that, right? And so I think eventually, like these young generations, like millenniums, I guess many of them, or not just millenniums, but people have to learn. Like people have to be educated. That part, like government is violence, government is force, and they can't solve the problem of the society because it's violence, right? You can't expecting solve a problem, forcing people to pay and spending that way. That's not the way. Like there's a lot of good people even my friends, like a lot of people are socialist, right? People or just say liberal, okay? They never really think about it or look around the evidence or history or what's happened in 20th century, right? We did a lot of experiments and a lot, government experiments, and it's failed a lot, right? It's so many failures, so many people died, right? So many people get horrible experience from government policy and programs, and yet people don't still not look at yet. That's kind of problems, right? It's like a lot of my friends, socialist friends, they in heart they have really good good intentions, right? They want to generally help society, protect the environment, whatever it is. But because they don't know, or they didn't study, or they didn't experience about government, what the quality of government, right? They still think that government can do something, and I think that making a lot of problems. And we are going to make problems, and I don't know. Hopefully, we're gonna learn. People start learning. I don't know, but if I have a chance, like I try to tell people, but I don't know if they're gonna listen or not. And what kind of lesson, needed to people to understand that, I talk to them. Do they understand, or they gonna change their mind? Probably not. That's a problem. Like people say, the lady say, oh, the capitalism is a problem. But I guess what the capitalism is, but depends on it. But business is solving all the problem of the societies, right? Including profit companies and not-for-profit companies, corporations, right? Including church. These are all the businesses. They just provide different kind of service. I guess, that's my definition of businesses. Without that, we are not going to even survive in 1 week. I wish people understand that, though. Well, hopefully. All right, talk to you later. Bye bye.